What you're about to find out might completely change what you put on your plate tomorrow morning. Because some of the foods millions of Americans eat every single day before 9 a.m. could be quietly pushing their blood sugar in the wrong direction. And if you're over 60, your body processes these foods differently than it did 10 years ago. That gap matters more than most doctors ever mention. What if I told you that certain foods labeled heart healthy at your grocery store may cause blood sugar to spike faster than a candy bar? That's not opinion. Nutrition researchers and metabolic studies have been raising these red flags for years. One of these foods is served in hospital cafeterias. Another has been recommended to seniors by well-meaning physicians for decades. And the last one? It's probably sitting on your breakfast table right now. Here's what hits hardest. Most people who eat these foods every morning feel like they're doing everything right. That's exactly what makes this so dangerous. If this channel has ever helped you make a smarter health decision, please stay with me to the end, because what's coming next could be the most important thing you hear all week. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. Hi, I'm Dr. Alistair Vance. For the last 20 years, my career has been defined by one question. Why does the modern medical system wait for you to break before they try to fix you? As a researcher in nutritional biochemistry with 2 decades on the front lines of senior healthcare, I've overseen the recovery of thousands of patients, men and women aged 50 and above, who were told their decline was inevitable. My mission now is simple: to take the complex longevity science of the last 20 years and strip away the jargon, turning it into simple common-sense protocols you can use to reclaim your vitality today. So, let's get started. I've spent time digging into the research so you don't have to. Let's get into it, because breakfast, it turns out, isn't as innocent as we think. Here's something most of us were never told. The breakfast that worked fine for you at 40 may not be working the same way at 62. Or 67, or 71. And it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because your body, quietly, gradually, has changed the rules. After 60, your metabolism slows down in ways that go beyond just burning fewer calories. Your muscle mass begins to decrease, and muscle is one of the primary tissues that absorbs glucose from your bloodstream. Less muscle means glucose has fewer places to go after a meal. So it lingers, it stacks, and your blood sugar climbs higher and stays elevated longer than it ever did before. At the same time, insulin sensitivity tends to decline with age. Insulin is the hormone your pancreas releases to help move sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. When your cells stop responding to it as efficiently, your pancreas has to work harder, releasing more insulin just to do the same job. Over years and decades, that kind of repeated stress on your system adds up. And if you're taking any medications in the morning, which a large number of Americans over 60 are, some of those prescriptions can interact with how your body processes blood sugar. Now picture a typical morning. Maybe you wake up, lace up your sneakers, get that walk in before the Florida heat kicks in. You feel good. You come home and grab something quick. A yogurt, a glass of OJ, a packet of oatmeal. You picked up all of it from Costco last weekend. It's all labeled wholesome, nutritious, good for your heart. But here's what's happening inside your body during that breakfast, even on a good morning. Your digestive system breaks those foods down into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream. Your blood sugar rises. And because of everything we just talked about, the spike goes higher and comes down slower. The consequences don't always show up immediately, but by mid-morning you might notice a dip in your energy. By afternoon, a kind of mental fog, irritability, cravings for something sweet. Over time, these daily patterns shape how you feel at a much bigger level than most people realize. And the frustrating part is that the foods responsible for these spikes aren't the obvious ones. We're not talking about donuts or fast food. We're talking about the foods sitting in the health aisle. If this is already making you think twice, then stay with me and share this with someone you care about. Because what's coming next might be the wake-up call they need too. Because the surprising part isn't just that these foods cause spikes. it's which foods they are. The first food on our list has been sitting in the health aisle for so long that almost nobody questions it anymore. It's been marketed to us as a probiotic powerhouse, a low-fat breakfast champion. Doctors recommended it. Dietitians praised it. Grocery stores dedicated entire refrigerated sections to it. I'm talking about flavored yogurt. And before you scroll past, stay with me. Think about a typical Tuesday morning. You've just taken your medications, you're heading to church or running errands. You grab a strawberry or peach yogurt, one of those name brand ones with the fruit swirled on the bottom. But here's what that label isn't telling you. Most flavored yogurts are loaded with added sugars. Not from real fruit, from flavored syrups. Some containers carry as much sugar as a frosted cookie. And the protein content, often surprisingly low. Which matters because protein is the nutrient that slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. Without it, your body processes the sugar fast. Too fast. For a younger person, that spike might come and go. But remember what we talked about. After 60, your insulin sensitivity has declined. That same cup of yogurt hits your system harder. The spike climbs higher. By mid-morning, you might find yourself tired before you've even finished your errands. Hungry again, even though you just ate. Reaching for something sweet. That's the blood sugar roller coaster at work. The good news is the fix here is simple. Plain Greek yogurt, unsweetened, gives you a much higher protein content and a fraction of the sugar. Add blueberries, cinnamon, chia seeds, small swap. Real difference. If you've been eating flavored yogurt every morning thinking it was helping you, drop a me too in the comments. You are not alone, and this is exactly why this conversation matters. But flavored yogurt isn't even close to the most misleading food on this list. The next one has been called one of the healthiest breakfasts in America for over 30 years, and what's hiding inside it might genuinely surprise you. We've talked about yogurt, we've talked about instant oatmeal, and if you've made it this far, you already know that healthy labels don't always tell the full story. But this one, this last food, is different. Because this isn't just a grocery habit. For millions of Americans, this is a memory, a tradition. Something tied to family, to childhood, to the feeling of a good morning done right. I'm talking about orange juice. The tall glass sitting next to scrambled eggs, the smell of Florida oranges, pouring a glass for the grandkids, ordering it automatically at a diner. Commercials told us it was sunshine in a glass. It became as American as the breakfast table itself, which is exactly what makes this so hard to hear. Here's the biological reality. When an orange is juiced, the fiber is removed, and fiber is the component that slows down how quickly your body absorbs the natural sugars in fruit. Without it, those sugars move into your bloodstream rapidly. Some research has found that drinking orange juice can trigger a blood sugar spike that approaches what you'd see from a sugary soft drink. In terms of the speed of the glucose response, the gap is small. And for someone over 60, potentially taking morning medications and already mildly dehydrated, that rapid spike hits differently. The inflammation that can follow, the energy crash that lands an hour later, the increased hunger. Many people over 60 would never pour a soda at the breakfast table. Yet every morning, without a second thought, they may be drinking something their body processes in a surprisingly similar way. That's not a judgment, that's just information. The better move? Eat the whole orange instead. The fiber is still intact, the sugar absorption is slower, and your blood sugar responds far more gently. Infused water with citrus gives you the flavor with none of the spike. A protein-anchored breakfast changes everything. If this surprised you, share this video with someone who starts every morning with a glass of OJ. You might genuinely be helping them. But here's the thing, these three foods aren't the whole story. It's how you're combining them. Before we continue, I would like to let you know that you don't owe me a subscription. But if this video made you feel anything at all, disappearing without supporting it says a lot. So please like and subscribe to this channel. It is literally the only way you tell me that the hours researching, writing, and editing these videos for the benefit of your health is worth it. Now, let's continue. So now you know the three foods. But here's where it gets a layer deeper. Because most people aren't just eating one of these foods in the morning, They're eating two or three together. Nutritionists call it carb stacking. When multiple high glycemic foods land in your system at once, the cumulative effect is significantly larger. Think about what a typical American breakfast actually looks like. A glass of orange juice and a slice of wheat toast, a bowl of cereal with a banana, a flavored yogurt with granola. Each combination is essentially doubling or tripling the glucose load, and almost none of them have enough protein or healthy fat to slow any of it down. We've built an entire culture around this kind of breakfast. Drive-through mornings with a muffin and sweetened coffee. Diner stacks of pancakes. These feel normal because they are everywhere. But for a body over 60, these combinations can make a morning metabolically much harder. The hunger that comes back too soon, the fatigue, the afternoon crash. Some even find these swings interfere with how consistently their medications work. The fix doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simplest breakfast formula for blood sugar stability after 60 comes down to four things: protein, fiber, healthy fat, and lower sugar. That's it. Eggs give you protein and fat. Avocado adds fiber. Berries give natural sweetness with fiber intact. Plain steel-cut oats instead of the flavored packet. These aren't exotic ingredients. They're at every Walmart and Kroger in America. Most people notice a difference within days. If you've already started rethinking your breakfast after watching this, let me know below. I want to know how many of us are making this change together. Now it's time for the part that actually puts you back in control. After everything we've covered, I want to make something very clear. This is not about eating perfectly. It's not about giving up every food you enjoy. The point is awareness, and awareness, by itself, is already a form of power. Once you understand what's happening inside your body, you can make small, deliberate choices that add up to something meaningful over time. Not overnight, but consistently, and that's what actually moves the needle. Let's start with timing. Eating breakfast within an hour of waking helps your body manage blood sugar more efficiently. Skipping breakfast or pushing it too late can cause your blood sugar to swing before you've even taken your first bite. Next, and this is the one most people underestimate, hydration. Many of us wake up mildly dehydrated, and dehydration alone can affect how your body regulates blood sugar. A full glass of water before your first cup of coffee costs nothing and takes 10 seconds. Protein balance at breakfast is the single most impactful shift most people can make. Aim for a meaningful source of protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, at every morning meal. Protein slows digestion and keeps you sharper into the afternoon. Portion awareness matters too. You don't have to eliminate anything, but a smaller glass of juice, a half portion of oatmeal paired with eggs, these are realistic adjustments that real people make every single day without feeling deprived. And here's the part I love. These changes work anywhere. Ordering at IHOP? Ask for eggs and skip the juice. At a diner? Swap the toast for fruit. At Walmart, check the sugar content before it goes in the cart. These are 30-second decisions that quietly protect your health. Because here's what's really at stake. This isn't just about blood sugar numbers. It's about whether you have the energy to walk 18 holes with your friends, whether your mind feels sharp, whether you stay independent, active, and present for the life you've worked hard to build. You deserve that, and the path there genuinely starts, at the breakfast table. Small choices, made every morning, shape how you feel in ways that no single doctor's visit ever could. If someone you love is over 60, they may never see this unless you share it. So hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. Like this video so more people find it, and share it, because the person who needs this most probably won't go looking for it on their own. Your breakfast tomorrow morning could look different. That choice starts right now.